So Adriana is originally from Colombia and based in Barcelona now, and she has started her own law firm, which is amazing. And she's written this incredible book. And what I want to ask as my first question, Adriana, is could you describe a day in your life, which I can imagine is extremely busy, and how to incorporate the principles of your book? It might be a practical way for people to understand what you've written about.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share something like that. As you very well know, the life of a lawyer might be subject to a lot of stresses, also because we are supposed to be in some kind of way confident of our clients and problem solvers. So it's no secret that we have to deal with a lot of stress from our own practice, but also because we have to support, it's part of our role to support other people. I love my profession. I wouldn't change it for the world, and to be able to be a lawyer and to give voice to other people and facilitate all the processes that I'm able to facilitate because of my knowledge and my degrees. But it takes a toll. It takes a toll to be always ready, to be always there, to transform anguish into calm. And when I realized that, and because I wanted to continue to be a lawyer, this is I find many lawyers that have given up on the profession because they have not been able to manage this stress. Whether they love the profession or not, the stress makes them give up this vocation. And since I have always been clear that I was not going to give it up, I found ways to be able to cope with the stress that require a change of mindset on my part. The best I can do for my client is to perform in the best of my ability. And to be in the best of my ability, I have to have rested. I have to have eaten. I have to be in good health. So when I realized that it was part of the best service that I could offer to my client to take care of myself, I started to take seriously the routines and the protocols that make me be a top performer and to make me be productive. So a day in the life, and this took a lot of time to be able to incorporate that, doing it guiltless, and to prioritize myself. Let's do today. I wake up without an alarm because last night I had to review a contract that had me on the computer until almost midnight. So in kindness to myself, when I have to do that, because it's not, I live in the real world and I have real clients that have emergencies, I have the kindness with myself to not set up an alarm for the next day. I usually on Tuesdays go to Pilates at 7 a.m. But again, because I had to do that, I was not going to force myself and I canceled the class. I woke up when my body had rested, which were 8 hours of sleep. So it wasn't that late. But if I had set up my alarm and had gone to Pilates, I would have woken up and started my day exhausted. And I didn't want to do that because today I also have a full calendar. So I had to be rested for today. Open my eyes, meditate. I have my own meditation podcast, and I encourage people to at least one meditation recorded, now that we all have phones, recorded in their own voice. There's nothing more powerful than your own voice talking to your own subconscious. So I do, and this is not because of ego, it's scientifically proven. So I do one of the meditations of my own podcast that I have, especially tailored for busy business owners. So some of them are 5 minutes, some of them are 10. So it's quick and it sets me in the right mood to
Meditation
that day.
in your voice, is that like a visualization, goal setting, or is it a relaxation?
I have several, and I have them listed kind of like by topic. So I have one for when you have a difficult meeting, one for when you have a very busy day. I did one today, once when you feel accomplished, because I was able to do yesterday what I had to do, even though it took late. So it's always good to celebrate yourself when you're able to fulfill your obligations on time, even if they're not scheduled. And celebrating the small successes is one of the recipes of having big successes. So it's always good to celebrate yourself and recognize your own accomplishments yourself. Then wake up from bed, do a little bit of, I take 2 glasses of water before, half an hour before I start consuming solid food. Then I live with my husband, and my husband is my business partner also. He's the other law partner in the law firm. So while he has his coffee, we kind of coordinate the date in the morning. Then I have my breakfast, which is a daily struggle to not check my email while I have my breakfast, but I'm slowly but surely getting to the discipline of not doing that, to be able to concentrate on the food intake, which is so necessary to start the day. I usually, because I realize that my biorhythm is not optimal in the mornings, but better in the afternoons, I leave the light tasks for the morning. So I organize the day, do the calendar, get myself ready, which I also try to do kind of like a ritual to prepare for the day.
So these are all practices that you explain in detail, and some studies as well.
Yeah,
Why you do certain things.
I have had the fortune to be able to count with a doctor in quantum physics who is specialized in optimizing the potential of business owners and leaders such as myself that want to be a successful business owner and own a profitable business while keeping their health and a good quality of life. So I include a lot of the techniques and the protocols that she has taught me in order to maintain my energy level and my focus optimal for the times in which I'm working, and also to be able to disconnect and grow spiritually through my practice and through my life.
Yes. So how many chapters is the book? Is each chapter a different topic?
Yes, it's 4 chapters and is broken into several subtitles, and it's kind of a heroine's journey.
Okay.
That goes from being an stressed,
Okay.
with lack of purpose, drained, professional or business owner until getting to the point to where you understand the exercise of your profession or your occupation as the fulfillment of your purpose in life, and how your company is a cell of society and a community that must and should take care of you, the persons that work with you, and the community that it works for, giving a service or a product that elevates the consciousness of the overall society. In that path, I'm sure that some people will find that they are not fulfilling their purpose and that they're going to have to change routes. But it's designed for persons such as myself, who were very convinced of their vocation from the beginning and just want to practice it in a better way, in a healthier way. Yes. Or persons who are not doing something that fulfills their purpose and is going to encounter them with themselves so like they can continue their journey doing something that actually fulfills them and is profitable and useful for society.
Yes. And you've taken this a step further. Is it a foundation that you've set up in Colombia to help the children?
Yes.
Or is it a charity?
Thank you. Thank you for asking me about that. We do it through our firm. It's our corporate social responsibility project. I haven't lived in Colombia for 25 years, but I have always felt very connected to my roots. And once I started, I mean, it was before that, but I had made it bigger since I started my own business. I felt the responsibility to give back to the persons in my country who are not as privileged as I was growing up there. So I had a special sensibility for an indigenous community that is in a desertic part of Colombia, for many reasons, but it started because my father had a beach house in a region that was close to where the community is located. So I was able to be in touch with these indigenous people from a very early age. And I had always come back to the region with aid, but aid that was relief, like water or food or clothing. And I will always leave brokenhearted because it was just a band-aid for a problem that is huge. Is because of the consequences of colonialism, the indigenous populations in Colombia are not cared for by the government as they should. And it they will have to, I mean, generations will have to pass until we understand the value of the indigenous peoples of our own countries. But at the time, I didn't understand what else I could do but to bring momentary relief. In my trips, I started going with my then boyfriend, now husband, and my business partner. And he, in his infinite wisdom, told me, don't do this anymore. Choose one community. Okay. And then you will be able to see the progress of the aid that you will bring. And that was a marvelous idea, because what we decided to do was to choose a community that at the time had a lot of little children that used to take elementary school classes under a tree. So because it's in desert, so you have to find some kind of shade to be able to stand outside for a long time. So we started with the construction of something with a roof, so they didn't have to be under a tree, and then chairs, and then a blackboard. These little things for us are huge for them because they're in a very remote area. So it's very difficult to bring things there. But now I'm happy to report that we had the first graduating class from this group. And there are 5 children that completed elementary school and that are now going to high school.
Wow.
And I always instill on them the responsibility of representing the community and progressing so they can go back to their communities, to the community, and continue this. So right now we have 33 children who are in this classroom. They only have one teacher. The government only assigns them one teacher. So the teacher does all grades of elementary school simultaneously with the whole group. And my promise to the community is that the kids that graduate from elementary school there graduate from high school. So that's our commitment. So we continuously go. We're going to go this May. And we bring, I mean, for those of us listening who are parents, you know how much a kid in schooling age takes. Well, I have 33, so I'm always collecting funds, and I'm always bringing things. Sometimes I bring uniforms, sometimes I bring notebooks, sometimes I bring their backpacks, but we have to be continuously collecting aid and providing them with things so they can continue their education.
It sounds like you're so busy, and I would just love to know, how did you find the time to write the book?
Oh, it was a thing. I would be lying if I didn't acknowledge the process that is writing a book. I was, as I said before, I'm very disciplined with my schedule. So as I do with everything, actually, not to be overwhelmed with anxiety, I take a big task and I break it down.
Okay.
And then once I break it down, I schedule it and I commit to that schedule. Thank you so much. I feel very honored and privileged.
Oh, it's brilliant to talk to you, Adriana. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay.